Hi everyone, and welcome to day 2 of OT 104, Office Procedures Day 2. Now, day 2 is going to be a little bit easier for you than day 1 because you've already gone through the introduction and all of the different types of activities for the first day. The second day, you'll notice, folks, that you have an introduction. So read through. It's not a specific introduction. In the introduction, you'll also see some assignments. All right, so Ms. Concepcion arrives at her office at 9 a.m. You're already seated at your desk and ready to begin the day's work. Notice you're on time. Ms. Concepcion doesn't have the same specific time as you. Ms. Concepcion asks you to get coffee for her, and she asks you to buy tea or coffee. Ms. Concepcion gives you the money for the coffee and the tea. When you return to Ms. Concepcion, when you return to give Ms. Concepcion her coffee, she asks you to bring your tea so that you both can go over the plan for the day. Okay, so you notice Miss Concepcion's modus operandi. She works with you. She doesn't tell you what to do, and she makes you feel comfortable. At least that's the idea. Before she begins, Miss Concepcion goes over the work that you had submitted the previous day. She makes the comments and congratulates you on a good beginning. As she is talking, now notice what's happening. As she is talking, an important long-distance call comes in that Miss Concepcion has been expecting. You leave the office. Why do you leave the office? Because she's taking a phone call. There's no reason for you to sit there unless, of course, Miss Concepcion tells you to sit there. You leave the office and go to your office. In the meantime, President Mbabwike is calling. The call bounces to your line. Now, remember, President Mbabwike wants to talk to Ms. Concepcion, not to you, but because Ms. Concepcion is talking to somebody, the phone call bounces to your office. You indicate to President Mbabwike that Ms. Concepcion is on the other line on a long-distance call. President Mbabwike asks you to text Ms. Concepcion that as soon as she completes the call, she is to go to his office immediately. You send the text to Ms. Concepcion. As Ms. Concepcion leaves her office, she asks you to answer her calls, and she asks you to make arrangements for a virtual meeting. She has left the details on a pad on her desk. The details of the virtual meeting are attached to the assignment, and here's the attachment right here for the virtual meeting. So you can't say, well, where is it? It's right here. Okay? You go to Ms. Concepcion's office, take the pad from her desk, return to your desk, and begin to list the details of the video conference call. As you are reviewing the assignment, a call comes to Ms. Concepcion's phone. The caller is the chair of the English department, Professor Eugene O'Neill. You pick up the phone. Professor O'Neill is extremely irate. Now, what do you think irate means? Angry. A member of the department submitted a grant proposal against the recommendation of the department, and the faculty member was awarded the grant. Professor O'Neill wants to know who gave the faculty member permission to submit a grant proposal. He wants to know what OAA, that's the Office of Academic Affairs, will do to rectify the situation, and demands that Dean Zhang Wu, Dean of Academic Affairs, come to the next department meeting to explain OAA's position and resolution. You are still going over the details of the video conference when another call comes in. You pick up the phone, and the caller, Professor Carmen Miranda of the Biology Department, wants to schedule an appointment with Ms. Concepcion to discuss the details of the Earth Science Day in April. Mr. Carlos Ogala, Director of the Center for Teaching and Learning, CTL, and Director of Educational Technology, has come to the office to see Ms. Concepcion to discuss the scheduling of the Spring 2020 semester new faculty orientation and the topics for the Hostos Teaching Institute. Ms. Concepcion's phone rings again, and Ms. Molly Goldberg, the Chief of Staff of the President's Office, wants to arrange a meeting with the members of the Academic Council to discuss the proposed 12-6 semester. She needs to speak with Ms. Concepcion. Finally, Ms. Concepcion has returned to the office. You have placed all the phone messages and requests from the visitors on Ms. Concepcion's desk. Ms. Concepcion reviews the messages and asks you to come to her office. She asks you to do the following task. Task number 1, type a report for the virtual meeting. Now remember, the details of that virtual meeting are right here, the notes. So that's what you have to do. Type the report. What should be done first is treat it almost the same thing as an itinerary. Send an email to Dean Wu to meet the members of the English department at their next department meeting. Ms. Concepcion wants you to copy her on the email that you send Dean Wu. Send an email to Professor Carmen Miranda that you will meet with her to go over the details for Earth Day in April. Ms. Concepcion wants you to make all the arrangements with Professor Miranda. Ms. Concepcion wants you to copy her on all the emails that you send Professor Miranda. Send an email to Mr. Oglala asking him to send you the proposed calendar that he has in mind. Ms. Concepcion asks you to work with Mr. Oglala on the calendar and topics for the HTI. Now notice what is happening over here. In numbers 3 and 4, you are assuming responsibility. All right, so when you send that email, make sure you send the email that you are the one who's going to be working with either Professor Carmen Miranda or Mr. Oglala, and not Ms. Concepcion. Okay? In number 5, Ms. Concepcion asked that you handle the request for Ms. Molly Goldberg. She asked that you meet with Ms. Goldberg to work with her on the task. So there are 3 tasks that you are going to be assigned to work with these people. So when you send the email, you're sending the email to let these folks know that you will be working with them. Period. You're not going through any details. You're the one who's going to be working with them. You're informing them that you will be the contact person, that you have to meet with them to find out what their plans are, and all those kinds of arrangements. Okay? Good. Now, in a Word document, type the emails using correct email formatting. You know that you have to do the to, the from, the date, the subject, etc. Save the document as emails. You realize that you have had quite a busy second day. In a new Word document, type your reflection on the skills that you have used in the office, the assignments that were the most difficult, and the reason for the difficulty, and the activities that you look forward to undertaking on Wednesday that you enjoy, and the reason you enjoy them. And of course, our format, because you will have to type a report for the virtual meeting, Arial font and 12 font size, okay, double space, 1 blank line between paragraphs, indent the first line of each new paragraph. Now, if you're doing an itinerary, make sure you follow the format that's in your textbook. So obviously you're not typing a report in the sense of an essay report, but an indented paragraph. Make sure that everything is typed in correct format, free of spelling, sentence structure, and proofreading, typographical errors. Points will be deducted from the grade for your assignment 4 is supposed to be day 2. Submit day 2 assignments via the assignment link by 11 p.m. Monday, April the 27th. Okay? Now, I'm giving you have this today. You obviously are not going to look at it until tomorrow because you're working on your assignments that are due tonight. So you have until Wednesday between 10 and 11 to meet with me as a group, as a class, whatever you want to do it. But I will give you the spot from 10 to 10:30, not one whole hour on Wednesday. I'll put this in the announcements so that you are aware that Wednesday, April the 22nd, will be the night. That night I will have my office hours from 10 to 10:30 for this class, OT 104. Nobody else will be in the room. Okay? So, any questions between now and then, forgive me. Make sure you text me or send me an email. All right, folks, and I pray that all of you are feeling well, that you're well with your family. You're in my prayers, obviously, because I care for each of you. I know you think I'm mean and heartless and terrible, but that's beside the point. But I just want to make sure that you're all okay. Reminder, and I'm going to put this in the announcements, advisement. There are some classes, I'm telling you right off the bat, that if you are not enrolled in these classes, they will be canceled because there is a budget cuts. Budget is horrible because of all of this pandemic, and budgets were horrible before the pandemic. Now it's even worse. So if the class does not have at least 10 or 12 people in it, the provost will cancel the class. I'm telling you this, and I will put that announcement in Blackboard, and you must see me before you go anywhere else. I have a student who is not going to graduate because that student never saw me for advisement and got wrong advice. So I'm telling you that this is a reality. Okay, folks? So I'll talk to you. Take care and have a good evening. Bye-bye.